The report into historic child sexual abuse found girls as young as 12 repeatedly raped by Asian gangs. The victims were failed by the agencies meant to protect them and their pleas for help ignored. Some of the offenders were identified but never investigated. But there was no evidence of a widespread cover-up, more flaws in safeguarding, which allowed the abuse to continue. We've spoken to a survivor known as Sophie. She was abducted from Oldham Police Station after reporting abuse and then was raped by multiple men.
He assaulted me, invited 4 other people who all assaulted me.
Shakil Chowdhury was jailed in 2007 for raping her, but the review found he'd named 2 more offenders who were never investigated.
There was a concerted effort to silence Sophie, to block her voice from this review. Now, the message that goes out from that is that they are not listening to victims. That was the first time she knew that all along they had the identity of 2 of her rapists that she had never been told.
This report paints a harrowing picture of young girls being raped and passed around by Asian men. One of them, Sophie, had to fight to be part of this review. The detective who blew the whistle on the Rochdale grooming scandal said she was being silenced again. Today, Greater Manchester's mayor has ordered the police to work with her foundation. They've referred 33 cases of abuse in the last 6 months alone to the police and are demanding action.
We've heard of serious failings in Sophie's case, and then we hear that she was silenced from this review to cover up failings, serious failings. What does that say about your culture now?
Any attempt in our culture to put our reputation before the well-being and welfare of vulnerable people is just wrong. And it is that we are determined to correct.
What went on with Sophie is absolutely indefensible, and I read that report and I'm sure like everybody else I was horrified, and she wasn't protected by the council and by the police as a 12-year-old, but then to reinforce that trauma as an adult as well is absolutely appalling.
Shabia Ahmed was the ringleader of Rochdale's infamous grooming gang and was employed by Oldham Council, but police and the authority failed to investigate complaints about him, which could have prevented further abuse. Greater Manchester's new Chief Constable had this message to offenders.
If you think you have got away with it, you are wrong, and we are coming for you.
Sophie and the other survivors want those who abused them and those who failed them to be prosecuted. Elaine Will